Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. So for today's video, it might be a little bit different than usual because I am going to look for my first ever car. So my budget was around the five, and I had a look at a lot of cars. Something sensible, cheap to buy, cheap to run, like a VW Polo, um, and then all the way up to something like a E46 BMW, which isn't the most sensible car out there, especially as a first-time buyer, because the maintenance can be a little bit expensive on these cars. But this car is sort of my first dream car, you can say. So I really wanted to get one of those. And my second choice was an Audi A3 1.8 turbo, the older spec like this one, 1999 model. I was actually hoping to get 2002 model because that's when the facelift was out. But anyway, I was actually lucky enough to find an E46. Let's see if I can find that now. I think I added to favorites. Yeah, so I managed to find the E46, which isn't the most sensible car, especially as your first car. Um, but it is one of my dream cars, so I just had to have a look at it. And yeah, so the criteria was it had to be a facelift, so 2002 and newer. It had to be accident free, no respray, no engine rebuild. And luckily, this car actually ticked all of those boxes. So you can see by the fog lamps at the bottom, the round fog lamps, that it is a facelift model. And it is actually a nice color. It's just a plain and simple silver, brand new tires, leather seats actually quite in good condition. Normally the seats are cracked and just a bit nasty. Um, this one has the carbon trim. There's the other options were wooden trim and a titanium finish. I think the titanium finish is the best, but the carbon is okay. It's the second best, I think. This one has the multifunction steering wheel with cruise control. Cruise control was an optional extra, so that's quite nice. And so were the leather seats. This one has 180,000 Ks, full service history at BMW. I'm probably not going to carry on with the full service history. I'll probably just do it myself. And yeah, this was the main thing for me, the fact that it was accident free and no respray whatsoever. It's just a bog standard 318i, which means it has the 2-liter 4-cylinder. The pre-facelift versions had the 1.9 4-cylinder. So this one is the better engine, the more powerful engine. These wheels will probably have to go, but for now they can stay just because they got brand. I just picked up my car, the E46. So this is my first impressions of my first ever car. Currently sitting on 181,857 kilometers. And yeah, I just need to come back to town tomorrow to pick up my logbook and stuff like that. Previous owner left me that, and 30 cents. Could buy a sweet with that. The interior does have quite a lot of scratches. I'm gonna have to sort that out someday. But yeah, I am extremely happy right now. Extremely happy. So I finally did it. I got one of my dream cars, the BMW E46 facelift. So this is my first drive of my new / old E46. Obviously old because it's a used car. So this is quite a big deal for me, like I was saying, because this was my dream car. When I was growing up, BMW, we are big fans of BMW, and this is a car that was the most popular. So this is a car that I loved. And although the M3, of course, is probably my favorite, or maybe even the CSL, but as a first-time buyer, 318i, that's perfectly fine for me for now. for now that's perfectly fine. And I am just loving it from the word go. It's so much better than the first time I drove it, because when I did the test drive, you're a bit nervous because the owner is sitting right next to you. But now I can really enjoy it, and the gearbox isn't as bad as I first imagined. There's a lot of play in the gearbox, but it's still very precise and easy. The leather seats are very hard, so it's not like the best quality, but at least it's not torn or anything. Steering is quite light actually. It's not as heavy as the E90 in front of me there. So yeah, one happy chappy, that's what I am. So excited. I know I said this like about 10 times, but I really am just so excited. This was one of those dream cars, and yeah, finally got it. So it is quite a basic one, 318i with a 4-cylinder engine, not the 6-cylinder. But this one does have a little bit of options on it. It does have the leather seats, cruise control, and the traction control. That's what I know so far that were options. I don't know every single option. But yeah, it's the facelift, which was key for me, like I said. And yeah, I am just so happy. I'm gonna need to change that. That's not sitting right. Let me just see. 1,317 kilos.
Here we go!
Oh yes, I got an E90! Took down William and his E90. Woo! First day got the car.